My full name is Louise Groundwater. I live at 10 Ravenswood Gardens, Lowfell, and I live with my mum. Monday morning I go to Windmill Hills, a guidepost for people with a learning disability.
Guidepost is a drop-in for learning disabled adults who are not in receipt of any services. It's run by adults who are in receipt of services from Gateshead Council. We have 3 drop-ins, one at Windmill Hills on a Monday, one at Rollersgill Library on a Wednesday and one at Bladen Youth Club on a Friday. These drop-ins are open to all residents in the borough of Gateshead with learning difficulties or mental health problems. We have a lot of visitors here who are part of Gateshead people. They provide their events and training. That gets passed on through Guidepost. And the networking thing is something that is born of that union. The Sofa Cafe, for example, is a cafe run by a young man from a local school in a local church. And that was pretty much as a result of a 12-week placement he had here at Guidepost through Gateshead Access to Employment Scheme. The young fella did a 12-week placement with us, learned financial skills, IT skills, health and safety, first aid, and how to run a cafe. Went back to the school he was at and they said, okay, you've learnt this stuff, you're now managing this cafe, which he did. He opened up the Sofa Cafe over a year ago and has just recently stepped down to let somebody else take over that. Now that cafe is frequented by members of Gateshead people who also use the Guidepost drop-in. And the networking, it's the social thing. People have made friends. If there's something going off at Gateshead people, we can promote that for them amongst a wider audience, and the same is reciprocated. Gateshead people work well with us. So we're always keeping an eye on what's going on, and both organisations actively promote a little enterprise like the Sofa Cafe.
Take people along to the cafe, the Sofa Cafe, which is in St Ninian's Church. And then Monday afternoon I go to Benjamin Grove, do gardening with Ronnie.
Do you like gardening?
Yes.
What do you like about gardening?
I've got my own garden plot. I like going in the garden.
Our bite-sized courses, which are 2-hour courses per week, where adults with a learning disability can access and gain skills for the community. The range of courses ranges from independent living skills, which is things like cookery, independent travel, onto things like vocational courses, which are gardening, photography, ICT. We have a young lady by the name of Groundwater who does ICT, photography and gardening with us.
Tuesday I go to the Hardman Centre all day. Go in and they come in and I give them drinks and we entertain them, and then they go for their dinner and we play bingo.
What do you like about being in the Hardman Centre?
I like all my people, all the people who I work with.
Who do you work with?
Maureen.
What does Maureen do?
She's the boss.
We're a charity organisation with funding help from Gateshead Council. We run through the Methodist Community Care Group. It's a day centre for the elderly in a preschool. Anne's been here 10 years, working on a Tuesday, volunteer. She's quite an asset to them. She's quite friendly with the service users. They've made friends with her over the years. When she first comes in, she goes into the dining room and sets the tables ready for the clients having their lunch. When the service users start to come in, she gives them their cup of tea. She gets to know them. She knows if they like tea or coffee. And then she'll maybe play dominoes, cards, that sort of thing with them until it's lunchtime, and then she would serve them their lunch. The afternoon activities is mainly the bingo, which Anne helps the service users to do because some of them can't manage to mark the numbers themselves. She takes quite an interest in this, likes doing it. Once that's finished, they normally have a cup of tea, which Anne helps serve, and then helps to get the service users up back onto the bus for their journey home.
How long have you been at going to the Harman Centre?
10 year, it'll be 11 year coming up. On a Wednesday, I come to Gated People, which is a self-advocacy group.
A lot of the work that we do is supporting people to speak up about their rights. And that involves a whole host of networking with other organisations, meeting professionals, and working with lots and lots of people in Gateshead with learning disabilities. The majority of my work involves supporting the group to maintain those networks and look at the broader picture of what's happening on a local basis, but also on a national basis. So there's lots of changes over the years have happened around learning disabilities. And because of those networks and links that we have, I get quite a lot of emails from professionals and other organisations, just letting me know what's happening nationally and locally. And what I tend to do is take this back to the group to see if they want to pursue things. There's lots and lots of campaigns that are going around. And there was just recently massive changes in the benefits system. So I supported the group to contact the local MP, Ian Mearns. He's quite a big supporter of the group, and express the group's concerns to Ian Mearns, and he actually took it to Parliament.
And on a Wednesday afternoon, I'll go home and help my mum with the children. And sometimes on a Wednesday, I'll go to the board of directors, which is at YVC, Your Voice Counts.
And what do you do on that?
I see what the organisation gets up to.
We're a charity that's mainly for people with learning disabilities. We've been around since 1991, so we're coming up to our 25th year anniversary next year. So we're a long-established charity. We've worked for years in Gateshead, and then we developed and branched out to work in South Tyneside. And now we work in Gateshead, Newcastle, North Tyneside, South Tyneside, and we do little bits of work down in Middlesbrough and occasionally up in Northumberland as well. We provide a range of different services, mainly advocacy services. So an advocate is somebody who will speak up for you if you've got an issue or a problem, or support you to speak up for yourself. So we provide a case advocacy service that works on a referral basis. So we ask people to fill in a referral form that tells us what the problem is, and then we give them an advocate, and the advocate will work to support them to kind of get the outcome that they want from whatever that problem is. But we provide a range of different services and a range of different advocacy services. More and more in recent years we've developed to provide some of the statutory advocacy services that have developed over the last few years. So IMCA and IMHA and Care Act advocacy, RPR and DOLS, they're all examples of advocacy services that are specifically kind of enshrined in law. So there's legislation that says that in certain circumstances somebody has to have an advocate, and we provide some of those services for some of the local authorities round about.
And on a Thursday, I come to the Involvement Now team. We're funded through the Partnership Board to go out and talk to people with a learning disability.
And how long have you been doing that?
I don't know how long we've been running.
And so the Involvement Now team, is that really important to you? And
Yes,
if
because
so, why?
it gets us to communicate. We help the Partnership Board, and we talk to people with learning disabilities if there's any problems that issues have got.
How do you help people?
We report back to the Partnership Board, and we do workshops.
The Partnership Board's made up of a number of partner agencies. Initially it was chaired by the Council. The Council were the lead agents in valuing people to drive forward some changes, but it's recognised that to work with partner agencies. So the Council representative, The Foundation NHS Trusts are represented, and I'm the representative. The Mental Health Trusts are represented, the independent sector are represented, but most importantly, the people of Gateshead who use services with their families and carers are represented as well. And it's about listening to the voice of people to say what do they want to see, what would make a difference to their lives, and supporting them within their chosen communities. So that's the purpose of the Partnership Board.
What about on a Friday?
Friday I go with my mum to take my nana for a bath. She's in a wheelchair. She's got cerebral ataxia. And on a Friday afternoon I go to the SOTA, which is a place up at the Dryden Centre. And I do computers. I do I'm starting digital photography and animation. Mary Burns is head of the learning disability people. What used to have taken over from the Linter Centre, and she's head of the coordinator learning disability courses. She helps everybody, and she's also a friend of my brother's.
Is she nice?
Yes.
What's nice about Mary?
She's got a nice personality. And she sits in our class sometimes on a Monday. I have another tutor called Joan. She understands people with learning disabilities, and she gives us our own time to do what we need to do. And on a Saturday, I go shopping with my mum and my nana, and we'll go out sometimes, out and about. Sometimes we'll do shopping, and sometimes go out for a meal. And on a Sunday, I go to church twice.
And can I just ask you didn't tell us about where you go on a Wednesday night? Tell us the name of the club.
The club on a Wednesday night is MenCap. And I also go attend the women's group on a Thursday night. I like going to the women's group because Joss is helpful and friendly.
Hi, my name's Joss Mearns and I live in Newcastle and I work at Your Voice Counts and support Gateshead people. At Gateshead people we have a women's group and it's a social group for women. We meet once a month. We meet on the last Thursday of the month between 6 o'clock and 8 o'clock. We have about 12 members who come to the group. And what we do is we have a planning session in January every year and we plan what the women want to do, what the members want to do over the year. And we usually have 1 month where we go out and we do an activity that's chosen by the group members. They vote for what they want to do and we either go to the theatre, the cinema, out for a meal. Sometimes we go bowling, we go for picnics in the park. A favourite thing to do is to go to South Shields for fish and chips on a summer evening. That's really nice. And then on the months that we stay in, we have a film night, a DVD night, and we often get a takeout. Or we have speakers who come. We've had a person who taught us weaving. We've had an artist, we've had a couple of art sessions. We've had a makeup artist who works for the BBC in London and she came and did makeovers one night. That was lovely. So it's a lovely, lovely, friendly group. And we've got some members who've joined quite recently and some who've been coming for years. Audrey's been coming for about 19 years. I think she's been a very good member of the women's group. And it's just a chance for people to get out and to meet their friends and to do things that other people take for granted really and have a good time and have fun. It's lovely.